Jordan Anderson, and I'm doing my portfolio conference. It's a student-teacher conference with Justin Baker. He's taking college algebra here at BYU, Idaho, and I'm his TA. Hey, Justin, how's it going?
Good.
Do you know why I asked you to come in here today?
I actually do not have a clue.
Okay. So I just wanted to meet with you. I'm meeting with all the students, so don't think you're like in trouble or anything. But I just wanted to meet with everyone after Unit 1 so that they could get a good feel of how they're doing in the class and if they need to improve in any areas or if they just need to keep it up. Or if you have any questions for me or anything, we can just get everything out in the open and we can just make sure that the rest of our semester runs smoothly.
Okay.
Okay, so first let's talk about your survey that you got after you took your Unit 1 test. So let's just go through it together. So what's your favorite math subject that you've taken so far?
Probably algebra.
So this class you're in right now?
Yeah, I really like it. I just like solving through the problems.
And is that, would you say, like your favorite part about it? Just like that it's easy for you to solve? Or?
It's a big puzzle that I get to, I guess, uncover.
That's cool. Is there anything that you dislike about the class? You won't offend me, don't worry.
The amounts of homework that we get. I guess that's everybody's worst nightmare.
Yeah, I heard that from a few students, but that's okay. Okay, so would you say that you're comfortable in our classroom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty comfortable.
No worries there.
No.
If you like have a question, whether it be like about the homework, the material, or about like anything outside, it could even be outside of school, like would you feel comfortable like speaking to me or like some of your fellow classmates about it?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that I could ask you, for example, and a couple friends I have in the class.
Good. Okay, that's just what I want. Like as a teacher, I think it's really important to have an open relationship with students that you can feel comfortable like talking to me, like even though like I mean I don't want to dive into your personal life, but like if something were like bothering you that you would feel comfortable and like be able to talk to me about it. So like you said, like you feel like you have friends in the class that you could talk to, so
yeah.
That's really good, that's good. And I was just wondering, is there any way that I can improve this class for you, whether it be in the classroom or the material or my teaching or anything?
Less homework. But then again, if we had less homework, we probably wouldn't learn as much. I don't know. I've just really enjoyed the class so far. I'm not sure what I can think of other than less homework. Maybe clearly explaining the homework before we have it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely work on that. That's good. Thank you. Okay, so here we have your portfolio, and this is just I compiled some things from the first unit. I want to go over with you. We can just look at together. So I asked you to do a reflection on a few of the things in here. So first we have your function family sheet. So can you just read to me your reflection there?
Yeah, sure. During Unit 1, we also created function family sheets where we would, in a sense, study in depth each particular family. And then we would take those families and knowledge that we gained from researching them and apply them to our homework, classwork, and anything preparing us for future exams or units.
Good. So I've heard from a lot of students that these were kind of tedious. How do you feel about them? Did you hate them?
Yeah, I hated them just because like we got a blank sheet of paper and we had to fill it out for the next class period. It was really tough because sometimes, most of us, we hadn't taken a math class for a few years, and so we had no idea where to start.
Right.
And we figured, linear family, for example, is just a straight line on a graph, but we didn't know, the equations for it. But anyway, it made us do work so we could figure it out before we came to class, so then we could ask questions and learn more about it when we were there.
That's good. Yeah, my intent was, I think, with algebra, like, yes, I could just give you the formula, and yes, I could just give you all the things, but I think for you to be able to apply it into the real world, it's important for you to kind of learn these things on your own. But I'll try to make it so you're not starting from square zero. I'll really keep that in mind. So let's just go through. So here's your linear one. So you have your equations and you have your graphs, and later you'll see, or I guess down here you get into transformations. You have your absolute value ones, and there are 9 of them, right?
Yeah.
Quadratic, cubic. So do you feel like after you did these, you really understood the material, or did you feel like you just did it and then you still had no idea what was going on?
When I first did the homework, honestly, when we showed up, I kind of felt like I didn't know what was going on. But after the class and the homework that we did, it was more clear what to do and how to solve things.
That's good. I'm really glad. Yeah, I guess they're kind of loud. Okay, so next we have your Unit 1 textbook reflection. So can you just explain what the Unit 1 textbook is?
Yeah, basically for the Unit 1 textbook, we had to compile, well, we started with the function family sheets, and we had to go through each thing that we learned in the unit.
So I'll just let you read the reflection.
All right. During this unit, I was able to learn more in depth about the function families. We talked about each individual one in class and learned to apply it to the real world. The families were linear, quadratic, absolute value, exponential growth and decay, cubic, radical, rational, logarithmic, and logistic. These families all serve a purpose in the real world and mathematically. The textbook was created to help us master the material, better prepare ourselves for the exam. It was a great way to help me personally retain the material and test myself in a way that I was able to see in which areas I needed to work on or focus more on. We also created a vocabulary chart in the textbook to help us memorize key vocabulary words that would carry on to the following units.
That's good. So what you said right at the bottom of the second paragraph, I think is really true. What you said about the textbook was created to help us master the material and better prepare ourselves for the exam. I think like that's why I had you guys do the textbook. Like it wasn't for me, but it's for you as a student to prepare you for the exam. So we only have a certain amount of days, and we don't really have time to spend 3 days reviewing our chapter. We need to be going on to the next one. We're lucky to even have 1 review day. But the unit textbook, I know I make you do it, but really is for you so that you can better understand the unit before you take the exam. And that way, like when you're going through it and you don't understand something, like I would hope that you would come to me so that we could figure that out before the test came. And I would be happy to help in any way. Okay, so here's your textbook. So you have your faction sheet or your function family sheets, which are already up here. And then this is the rest of your textbook back here. So I see you have like lots of real world examples. So how did you feel? Was it hard to like apply things into the real world, or did it make a lot of sense to you?
In some cases it was really hard, but others it was more easy to compare things to real world examples.
That's good. I just want my students to see that like math really is everywhere in the world, and like I know like a lot of kids don't like it, like you're not alone. But like it really is important that we understand it, and because it is everywhere, and I want you guys to be able to see that in your daily life even. So you have your vocabulary. More vocabulary. And then just some key points I wanted you to get from the unit. So like how do you know if it's a function? What's a one-to-one function? Here's your little cheat sheet for your function families. Did you feel like this was helpful, better than the fact sheets?
Yeah, that was one of the longer homework assignments, but it was really helpful to compare and contrast.
Yeah, that's good. It was supposed to just yeah, I'm sure it was hard and very time consuming. It was supposed to basically condense your family fact sheets into these just by, we can recognize it by the equation or looking at the data or the graph or the application instead of going through all those sheets and searching through every one. Figure something like that. More of your textbook. Okay, and then your last reflection is on your homework assignments and your projects. You want to read that for me?
Yeah. The homework and projects were 2 very good ways to help me apply what I learned in class to what was out in the real world, or better yet, prepare myself for the next day of class when we would review with the TA and instructor the material that I had been given as homework.
Great. So the homework homework assignments. I'm sure you're sick of looking at them. So let's just flip to the project. Do you have like any questions about this project? Like, do you feel like afterward now you understand like what you missed, or?
Yeah, I feel like afterward I understand what I missed and what I could have done better on.
Okay, good. I feel like the first unit is always kind of shaky for some people because you're trying to feel out the teacher, how I grade, how I do things, and you're obviously busy trying to figure out all your classes and get your schedule down. So, but don't stress about the first unit because like the other ones will easily make up for it. And now you'll have a better understanding of how I work it. I now know how my students work, so I'll adapt my teaching. Okay, so that's the end of your portfolio. So after looking at that, like, I just want to talk about, your, like, strengths in the classroom and in math, and then, like, things that you think that you could improve on. So what would you say? Just give me, like, 1 or 2 strengths that you see that you have.
One strength I think I have would be that I retain information pretty well.
That can come in handy in
It
math.
can come in handy, yeah. But it has a downside to it. I get lazy, thinking I know it perfectly when I don't.
Okay. A strength that I think you have is I think you have this like inner confidence that like you're not afraid to like ask questions or like write things on the board, even though like you're not 100% sure if it's right, and like that's okay. Like sometimes like we learn from our mistakes more than we do our successes, right? So even if someone goes up to the board and they get it wrong, like maybe it's embarrassing, but really it helps the class overall. But you're never afraid to go up even if you think that you might have done it wrong. And really like the whole class benefits right or wrong, and I think like I'm glad that you're in the class that you are willing to go up because as you've seen, not many people are willing to raise their hand or go up to the board. So I really appreciate that. Are there any like areas of improvement you think that you have?
Probably studying a little bit more.
Okay. I can see that. Well, let's set some goals for you. So I want you to set a goal or two, and then I'm gonna set a goal for you also.
Okay, my goal would probably be to, I guess, set aside like 30 minutes to an hour to study some of the material that we've gone over throughout the week.
Okay, that would be good. I think a goal I have for you, which I'm actually recommending to a lot of students, is to go to the tutoring lab. Which I know sounds kind of awful sometimes, but the tutors there are really nice and really helpful. And it's strictly for your class, so you don't have to worry about calculus kids coming in or statistics kids. Like it's just your college algebra class, and a lot of students in there are having the same questions that you are. So it would be helpful for you to go in, I think, and maybe just even once a week. I'm not saying go in every day, but it is available every day if you need it. But I think it would be good to go in just for an hour, hour and a half. A week, and if you wanted to go more, that would obviously be great too. But how do you feel about that?
I think I could do it.
Okay. Does that seem like something that would be a good idea, or something that you feel like you need to do? Or
I think it'd help, like when I get stuck on homework, or better yet, to help me with stuff I already know, but to get it down better.
Yeah, that's really good. Do you have any other goals you want to set for yourself? Like the upcoming test or project or anything?
Probably study a little bit more for the test than I did in the previous one.
Okay. I think everyone probably wants to say that, but it's a good goal. And please come in if you have any questions. My office is always open. So. Okay, well, I just want your signature here. Just to show that you're committing to these goals here, because we're gonna do this together, and I want to be there for you, helping you, and if there's anything I can do, I want you to let me know. And yeah, do you have any questions for me or anything you wanna?
Not at the moment, no.
Okay. Well, thanks so much for meeting with me, Justin.
No
Have
problem.
a good weekend.